crossroads indeed, and welcome to the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. On a gorgeous Sunday, it is the first elimination game in Omaha for two proud programs that got back here this year. Arizona, led by former big league manager Chip Hill, and Louisville out of the ACC. Both teams lost late in their openers on Friday, and it is win or go home today.
Off it rolling in.
Sixth pitch to Summerhill, strikes him out. There's that curveball you were talking about, and it's a K with the breaking ball for Ethan Eberle to begin.
Yeah, and you know what made that pitch work for him? The pitch before that was an assistant coach, of course, managed for 2 years as well.
A couple years with the Diamondbacks. This one comes inside and hits Aaron Walton. So Arizona's got a one-out base runner here in the top of the first.
Has purchased every one of them.
Another 3-2. This one hits White. So the true freshman Ethan Eberle has issued a couple of free passes.
3 of those 13 times.
A rope into left field, base hit Adonis Guzman. Aaron Walton gets waved around. Zion Rose's throw is cut. The Wildcats have the lead. Mason White is hung up between second and third. They run at him, tag him, and then nobody covering first to get Guzman. But the Wildcats have the lead in this elimination game in the first. At 105 miles an hour. Now to the 5 spot. And the junior third baseman, Maddox Mikalakis, who ropes one into right field, a base hit. Guzman goes first to third. Back-to-back singles and 4 straight base runners. Wait a little while here.
He is ready to go, but look, as long as your team's putting up runs on the scoreboard, you'll sit there as long as you need to.
1-2 pitch. Caulfield chops it into right field, a base hit. Guzman scores, and it is 2-0 Wildcats. Still 2 aboard, and now to the 7 spot in the DH, Andrew Kane, who fists one at Kamayu Neighbors, and the inning's over. He's out. Great start for Arizona. Look at Smith Bailey. He's like, can I get on the mound fast enough? Freshman's ready to go in this elimination game. Shortstop from Milwaukee, up from the 8th spot. His first time hitting leadoff since the end of April. First pitch swinging to left, and Easton Breifogel for the first out for Smith Bailey. We got good sunglasses out here, and we're hydrating. Cincinnati native has 51 stolen bases this year. But he strikes out looking. Backdoor breaking ball. Smith Bailey, how do you do? Collegiate debut with a ton of strikes. Now in Omaha. Gets a weak fly ball in the air to left at Easton Breifogel. And Smith Bailey was so excited to get to the mound, and we can see why. 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first.
Close game all the way to the very end. And they had their chances, Arizona did.
This is pulled into left. Zion Rose can't get there. And Tommy Splain dumps one in and has a leadoff single for Arizona to begin the second.
Well, sometimes hitting. But it's definitely something you look at.
On the ground towards second. Kamayu Neighbors with the flip to Alizea for 2. Nifty glove work on the 4-6-3. Let's see if it's that here. This one line toward left. Rose got a good jump and makes the diving catch. Zion Rose go and get it in left field for the Cards. Well, this two up third this inning is the son of Ben Davis. Jake Monroe lines one into center, and he's got a leadoff single, and the first base runner for the Cards down by 2. 2 batters away from seeing Ben Davis, who at one point in high school was coached by our colleague Mike Roney. Eddie King Jr. lines one into left, and a couple of quick hits on a couple of pitches for the Cards. Aggressive against Smith Bailey, and
so you can see where he is.
This one on a line to right, and Summerhill's got it. Monroe tags and moves up to third, and that ball was Zion Rose, first team All-ACC. Sophomore from Chicago rolls one up the middle. Diving stab by White, and the flip got to get him. Monroe scores to get Louisville on the board, but Mason White prevented even more for Louisville.
Well, I don't know if we've seen a better play than this yet at the College World Series. This is as good as it gets. Mason White, who's had track meet when they get going. I mean, 155 stolen bases on the year. They love to run.
This one popped up in foul ground, and Maddox Michalakis puts it away. Inning over. Louisville gets one back. It's 2-1 Arizona.
Bullpen coming at you at the back end of that bullpen. They can really got some guys that can do it. That's a really nice fastball.
That freezes Aaron Walton, who thought it was ball 4.
LSU got hurt his freshman year, only 18 2/3. So this year, in a lot of ways, was his freshman year from an experience standpoint. I'll tell you what, all of a sudden, Ethan Everly is really starting to settle in. A little bit of a tough first inning for him. A couple of hits.
We're now trying to settle in with a 2-2 to the veteran catcher. Pulled. Well struck by Guzman. Rose is back, and it is gone! Guzman goes deep and adds to the Arizona lead.
Boy, and how big was that call now that wasn't made at home plate by the home plate umpire, Clint Fagan. Didn't get the call on the breaking ball, comes back with a fastball. You talk about on time right there. Guzman, 105 off the bat, right at 400 feet. And on one swing, the Wildcats
career, and now you just said it, that's his 9th this season.
Yeah.
A strikeout from Ethan Everly ends the inning, but Adonis Guzman goes bridge, and the lead's back to 2.
Have yourself a day, kid, huh? RBI single in the first. He backs that up with a long one here. You talk about lean on one, and he leaned on that one, folks. Well out of the ballpark. His 9th long ball of the year, his 44th RBI, and the Wildcats up 3-1 on Louisville. He came in with 83 innings of work, and we talked about this in the open. His last 4 starts, it's a sub-2 ERA, so he's actually gotten stronger as of late.
Caballo Neighbors smokes a single into center. And a leadoff man aboard. A lefty in against this pocket. Alisea pulls back, hits it at Mason White, flips, Caulfield turns. Not in time. Alisea runs well and stays out at 2.
Boy, did he ever get out of the bus.
Alisea. Louisville's been neutralized with the run game through its 2 games so far. Moore strikes this one well in the air to center. Aaron Walton's got room. It's where baseballs go to die. 2 down. Shoes. So that goes into the notebook. Runner goes. The pitch is strike. Guzman's throw. Not in time. What a slide from Alex Alisea. That'll major spot like this again. 3-2. Klein on the line, left center field. This one falling fast. Diving catch in left by Easton Breifogel. The last couple of weekends of the regular season, and they figured it out here in the NCAA tournament. Bouncing ball, Everly gloves, and he retires. Caulfield is out, 1 away.
It's not going to work in today's game. You got to be aggressive and go out there and get them. And if you look at the best coaches in the country, you talk about, you know, Dave Van Horn and what he's done, Vitalo over at Tennessee, man, they are in that portal recruiting both high school kids, of course, to try to get those guys coming in, but in the games.
This is pulled on a line into left by Tommy Splade. He's got a couple of pull side singles out of the 8th spot. He just continues to find ways to get hits, and he told us he stayed confident in the 2 biggest games of his life. Gets a strikeout here for out number 2. This win or go home elimination game. 2-2. Spotted for strike 3 called. K-strut for Wyatt Danielewicz, who leaves 2.
Pitcher misses by 11 inches. That's the average miss for the best pitchers in the world. And so, you know, at the collegiate level, it's more than that. So I think a lot of pitching coaches sit on the bucket. They go, man, I don't want to take a chance on the inside part of play because I could give out a free pass.
Well, that's a strikeout.
Back to back. His last 2 starts have been quality starts.
Ooh, just missed. He thought he had it, but the fastball deemed up. And it's a 1-out walk worked by Eddie. I had to chat with a few days back. Swing and a miss. Bailey beats Davis in a freshman showdown up the ladder with 92 for a big second out.
Yeah, maybe the best fastball of the day. That's kind of what we call old school pitching, because now I feel like we're at a time where, especially at the big league level, it's max effort, man. It's everything you got, every pitch. But there are guys out there that'll cruise along and then be able to step on a little extra velocity, change velocity on their fastballs.
Well, that breaking. The 1-1. Pike in the air to center. Aaron Walton toward the gap to put it away. After the visit, Smith Bailey deals with danger. Leaves two. The leads two.
It's about, I mean, those are memories. These are memories that all three of those will take the rest of their lives.
Aaron Walton strikes out. Wyatt Danielewicz has fanned the two batters that he's faced. Two of the best for Arizona. Now here is the third-generation Wildcat. Home run hitters at Arizona. He goes to the backside here into left, and Zion Rose for out number 2 in this top of the 5th inning.
The Toby Keith Red Solo Cup.
I'll fill you up. Top of the zone, 90 with the heater from Wyatt Danielewicz. Bookends a 1-2-3 5th with a couple of Ks.
But when you think about it, they haven't lost a game since like mid-April, man. We're in June.
Hot shot, caroms away from Tommy Splain off the ricochet. The throw is not in time from Garen Caulfield.
I got timeout.
Gets the bunt down third base side. Mikalakis can't get rid of it. So it's a bunt single for Alex Alicea. Tying run aboard for Louisville in the 5th.
Well, I don't think you could have stood at home plate and rolled up PMs to kind of give you an idea how good that curveball is by Smith Bailey.
Is 1-2. Back to it for a strikeout of Moore. And a monstrous first out. And some great sequencing from the freshman Smith Bailey.
That plate, he bunted every time, and then he got to the College World Series in the big moment and swung away and hit arguably the biggest home run in College World Series history.
Klein was swinging away there, but he flies out to center at Aaron Walton. 3-1. Monroe hits it in the air to center. Aaron Walton circles, and Smith Bailey's out of trouble.
Mikey, I'm going to tell you what, that's getting it done right there. First and second, it's working. But it's only been 4 days ago.
That's a 4-pitch walk, and Mikalakis is on for Arizona. Garen Caulfield, the batter. Second baseman had an RBI single earlier. Runner goes. Great jump. The throw is not in time. Kamayu Neighbors wants a challenge. For now, Matt.
Yeah, guys, to that point, I talked to Kevin Vance before the game about Smith Bailey, and I said, what stood out when you first met him, first impressions? And he said he's just cocky enough to have that confidence in every game. He keeps showing up big moments. He rises to the...
He's grounded out and been hit by a pitch. And he bunts and pops it up at Bivin. 1 pitch, 1 out on Kane. In second in the 6th for Bivin. First pitch swinging. Splain skies this one into left center. Zion Rose is there. Mikalakis tags. Rose throws a dart. Double play inning over. Mikalakis running in. The Arizona native on the bump. Just upstairs, and it's ball 4. And Ted Davis is on for the first time today. A 1-out walk for Louisville in the 6th inning. A month ago. Yet they're one of the last 8 teams. Rose rolls it to short at Mason White. Caulfield's turn is in time. Bailey gets a double play ball to end the 6th.
Boy, big time pitch behind the count. A little bit of a play defense. You got a chance to win every ball.
And again, no errors in this one. Bouncer right side, and Ted Davis.
He's out.
Retires Easton Bradford. Kid Nate Durr made the catch out there. He's going to be a celeb now. Brendan Summerhill rolls out to Kamayu Neighbors. Is Nate signing autographs out there? Streak by an Arizona pitcher this season. On the ground sharply past Alex Alicea. Aaron Walton's on for the second time with his first hit. 2-out single in the 7th.
Was a good idea.
Dribbler to first, and Ted Davis, who retires Mason White. Yeah, Tucker Bibbins done his job in a relief. Any idea?
Just in college, I was mostly.
This is lined down the line by Garrett Pike into the corner. Takes a big turn, and Garrett Pike's got a leadoff double to begin the bottom of the 7th for Louisville.
That's exactly. Yeah, he only threw 25 pitches on Friday, so he is clearly good to go.
Hey, I'm right
Neighbors
here.
gets it down. It's a good one. Bailey flips and safe at first. 2 on for Louisville. And they're at the corners with nobody out for Alex Alisea. First pitch swinging, floated behind third, foul ground. Maddox Mikalakis runs it down. Neighbors tags for first, and the throw's not in time. How about that from Kamayu Neighbors, and now who's 0 for 3. More in the air to center, and Aaron Walton, who backs up, should be deep enough. Garrett Pike tags and scores, and it's a 1-run ball game. Walton's throw is inaccurate. The Neighbors stays in second, and it's 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th.
Well done. I mean, you'd love to get a base hit right.
Bouncer over the mound towards short. Mason White throws out Klein, and Hicks preserves the lead. Louisville gets 1, but Arizona's still in front. We go to the 8th inning.
Right, or moving your thumb position, all of a sudden you start to create this crazy movement.
The 2-2 is floated to left. Rose was deep. He's got great speed, and he runs it down for out number 1 in the top of the 8th, with Arizona up 3-2 on Louisville. Been around with TrackMan. He would have been drafted a lot higher.
A lot higher.
Swing and a miss. 95 up the ladder from Tucker Bibbin, and there's 2 down. Yes. And he'd only gone an inning and a third for the weekend. Faces Garen Caulfield, who pops one up. No man's land out into right, and Davis nearly made a fabulous catch. But it drops down for Caulfield, who dunks in a 2-out single. That was nearly spent. They're leading after 7 innings this year. 2-2. Line drive center field, base hit Andrew Kane. 2 strike, 2-out single. 2 aboard, including Caulfield now in scoring position in the NCAA tournament. Homered in 2 games of the regional, then in game 2 of the Super. And he rolls this one to Alex Alisea at short. He throws on the run to end the inning. 1-run ball game. And look who's coming up. Jake 6, as we showed you for Louisville, starting with Jake Monroe, who's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored back in the 2nd. He rolls this one to short. Mason White bobbles, slings wide, and Louisville's got the leadoff man aboard. It's Hicks with a 1-2. King lines it past White into center field, a base hit. 2 on for Louisville with nobody out. It's first time. This one poked in the air. Shallow right center. Summerhill dives and can't get there. They're loaded for Louisville. Against all ACC, Zion Rose. First pitch swinging, flared into right, and that ball is fair. Monroe scores. King right behind him. Louisville leads. First pitch to Pike. Runner goes from first. The pitch a ball, and they'll concede second to Zion Rose. Pluta's 1-0. On the ground to second. Caulfield comes to the plate. They run Davis back toward third. Tag applied by Pluta. And there's one away. And Rose stays stapled to second as well. So that's about as good as you can do for Arizona. Roped into right field by Neighbors. Stop sign for Rose. He runs through it. The throw is cut, and Louisville adds on.
Well, how about you, Kamaya Neighbors, huh? Sitting in that 9-hole for Louisville. How about a 4-for-4 day?
First time in 2.5 months. The lead's 2. Alex Alisea takes, and now he will run the man back to third. Pike gets hung up. Pluta applies the tag, but dropped the baseball. 6-3 Cardinals. What in the world?
Watch this. Runner at third breaking right away. But no attempt at all to bunt the ball. And the rundown begins right here. And there's Pluto right there, sitting right there. But the ball, he never received the ball, never caught it cleanly. Boy, it hits right in the heel of his glove and pops out. And Louisville with a 4 spot here.
Lucas Moore past the mound. Mason White had a hop go off his midsection. And now Moore's on. And Louisville will send 9 to the plate. Here in the 8th inning on an infield single.
Still a base right here. Look, he's going right now. Look,
he just takes off right in the face of Tony Pluta. This has unraveled on Arizona. Here it is again.
Watch this. He's looking. He's watching the middle infielders. They're backing up, and he's just off and moving.
2-2. Backside base hit. Matt Klein in the left. Moore to the plate. Breifogel's throw is not in time. Klein is thrown out at second, but it's a 6-run bottom of the 8th inning for Louisville to look for Tony Pluta. Bouncer from Breifogel. Davis spins, fires off the mid of Bibben. Breifogel is on to begin the 9th inning. This one popped up behind the plate. Matt Klein over toward the railing, makes the catch, and there's one away.
Had significant roles in high leverage situations for you, and it's time to step them up.
Pull side single into left for Aaron Walton. Puts 2 aboard. So Arizona not done yet.
They got about it.
White strikes out, and there's 2 away. 6-run frame. 2-1. Guzman pops it up into center at Lucas Moore. And a Cards comeback complete.
Man, what a game. Felt like Arizona had it on cruise control, but Louisville had other ideas. A 6 spot, and we talked about they were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position going into the 8th inning. And they get 4 big base hits with runners in scoring position. And again, I'm going to talk about the relievers for Louisville. 5 1/3 shutout baseball, and that's the reason why Louisville was able to come back and win this ball game.
Back in Omaha for the first time since 2019, and their first win since 6 years ago as well. In Omaha comes today in grand fashion with a